Hello and welcome guys. Today we will talk about aiming. It is a very important part because you have to shoot your way through to the opponents, to their OPs, to their garrisons to get them out. Map control only applies if you can kill the opponents, so aiming is a big part of Hell Let Loose. So right off the bat, most single important thing, and I see so many people do this wrong, is don't zoom in when you take fights. Never ever, if you, for example, this guy is coming around the corner, we see us at the same time. He and I zoom in, we're kind of slow. So you have to get used to firing without zooming in. You have to practice it. You have to kinda learn the sway. If you can see it, I kinda counter it a bit. You obviously can't counter it perfectly. You can't never be still like this. But the time you have to zoom in, I have shot you 2 times already. I can even fire one bullet to Narnia and then kill you. So that's the single most important thing. It doesn't really... There is no range you can't really use it other than over 250 meters where you have to double shoot him with pretty much every weapon besides the sniper. But I mean, yeah, there it doesn't really matter. But you have to learn it. You have to learn to forget about your shift key or what key you use for zooming in, and trust your guts, trust your aim. You have to really get it. You have to practice that a lot. This is the most important thing. Another good thing is that you can't sadly practice on the practice ranges because the dummies are not running left to right. Is that you have to learn how to pre-aim. You can only do this in actual games where you kind of find a spot where you lay back and just take shots at the enemies who are running through a field. You can do it if you know how to, but it is a bit tricky for beginners. It is a learning process. So the more you play, the better you get at it. Because a lot of fights are not directly one-on-one fights. The enemies are just randomly running around if you have a good position, and you kind of have to kill them. Okay, and remember, no zoom. Okay, second on my list is high sense or low sense. Obviously in Hell Let Loose we have a lot of fights, or long range fights I would say, and for this, low sense is obviously better. If you're a high sense player, I don't really tell you to stop it. Like, you can obviously do it, or if you have a small mousepad, that's also good. Like you just have a disadvantage, because if I have a high sense, I can never be as accurate as a low sense player on these kind of distances, 200 meters, etc., 150 meters, where a lot of the fighting takes place. So just try, or at least try it out, to be or a low sense player. For me, I kinda am a hybrid because, as you can see in my controls, I have 400 DPI in my mouse to start. 33% for my mouse sensitivity. This is look sensitivity. I can pretty much do 360 instantly on my mousepad. Everything is nice. I can't do that with the ADS though when I zoom in. This is only because I always, when I run, jump, because you can't, like in squat, turn your head. You have to jump to don't lose momentum and to still know what's going on to your sides. You can combine this with a crouch to have a little bit of a longer look. But you know what I mean. I just use it pretty much the whole time because I have a better all-around view about what's happening around me. Okay, so as you can see, my mouse sensitivity when in ADS is 17%. I just figured that out for myself. I'm pretty decent with this. I like it how it is. I can quickly flick to the targets from any direction. So, I mean, you have to get used to it. The other thing is, flicks are I mean, they're cool, but they're not really that necessary. It just gives you another edge over the opponent. Yeah, it's not that important. I mean, you don't really have to train them 24/7 like in Counter-Strike, for example, where it is very important. But here, you kind of have sometimes or some other advantages you can use for yourself, like movement. We will come to this in a second. But now let's talk about the crosshair placement. The crosshair placement is also very important because you can't really run around looking like a headless chicken. You shouldn't look at the ground, that's pretty terrible. You shouldn't look up in the sky because your weapon kinda takes the vision in front of me. Just always be on chest height. If I aim anywhere, it's always around the upper torso side. That's because this is the only one-shot area besides the head. Like the legs are always two-shot, the torso and the arms are one-shot, and obviously the head as well. With the Gewehr and Grand for 200 meters. Also, when you run to houses, I don't think if you noticed it, but I always am instantly at corners. Even when I run, I go with the corner. Because obviously they will peek here. I can't look through the wall. So I'm closest to it that I can flick to the right if they long peek, or if they only lean peek, I'm instantly at the corner and can shoot at them or suppress them if I'm not directly on it. Okay, this brings me to lean peeking. Lean peeking is also very good and very helpful. The thing is, with lean peeking, when you peek from the left, it's different from the right. So on the left, when there's someone here, the only thing they can realistically see from me is a bit of my shoulder and a bit of my head, nothing else. I'm pretty invisible for them. On the other hand, sadly I can't show you because I don't have another person right now ready. On the right side, you will show a bit more. It's not that drastically, it's way better than just standing up there. Yeah, it's just better than standing up here. Okay, this brings me to the next thing. You can strafe peek a bit in Hell Let Loose. This means if someone is, for example, here and he knows that I'm here, he already is aiming for me, I can go low, kind of peek here, don't see him, go here. Just a quick little peek, shoot and go back. Doesn't have to be accurate, you just have to suppress him kinda, then you can swing on him. Or you headshot him if you are really good with it. So these are some few tips. This brings me to the stopping. For example, if someone comes around the corner and I'm just running there, the worst thing you can do is just aim. Just aim in. That's not good. That is not good at all. A good thing is to press S quickly before, because you're faster in the aiming. Like, do you see this? Way faster than if you hold down W. So you run, press S, you're instantly in. That is just a bit of a timing advantage you have on the enemy. The thing I love to do is, if he comes around the corner, I instantly go to the opposite, or to kind of lower the angle he has on me and lean peek, because my body goes in this direction and my upper torso goes in this direction, so he kind of has to aim for this side, but I go to the left, for example, here. So I kind of lower the angle he has on me, and at the same time he thinks the first second he sees me that I'm going to the right. So I have a chance that he overshoots here. And yeah, if he comes from this, I go to the right. And if he comes from this corner, I instantly go to the left. It is a bit slower than the when you press S to stop, but it has its own like mental advantage. So keep that in mind. Okay, that's pretty much everything there is what I use for aiming. That's all my tips and tricks. Like I said, single important thing, don't use the, or learn to not use the zoom in function. Try a low sensitivity with which you're comfortable with, and just like 5 minutes before you hop in a game and Hell Let Loose, just go in the practice range, pop some heads, get your aim a bit warmed up, and then just go for it. Over time, you will get better, trust me. Just don't really change your sensitivity that much. Stick with the one you're comfortable with and just run it. Okay, I hope I could help you. I hope you have a beautiful day. If you like the video, like it, subscribe, or even give me a comment. That would help me a lot. Thank you for watching, and we will see us in the next one. Bye bye.